So, Star Spotlight family, gather around because the UK media has done it again. Just when we think they've hit rock bottom, they show up with shovels, passports, and a whole new level of desperation. And today's episode of The Daily Fail Needs Therapy stars none other than Jan Moir, who apparently woke up one morning, looked at her reflection, and said, "Yes, I will fly across the ocean to judge jam." And not just any jam. Meghan Sussex adjacent jam, the kind of jam sold in a shop that Meghan has visited, breathed in, or walked past at some point. You know, I almost want to applaud the dedication. Almost. But then I remember this is the same press that claims Meghan is irrelevant, forgotten, not interesting, not selling, and apparently also so uninteresting that they must travel 5,000 miles to document her honey shelf. Let me paint the picture for you. Imagine Heathrow Airport, Terminal 3. Everyone's heading out for holidays, business trips, reunions. And then there's Jan Moir in the corner, clutching her travel bag and muttering, "I must inspect the Montecito honey for journalism." Like she's Lara Croft, Tomb Raider. Except the tomb is a peaceful boutique in California, and the treasure is organic spreads. And the best part? Meghan isn't even there. Meghan hasn't said a word. Meghan hasn't invited anyone. Meghan hasn't advertised anything. Meghan is somewhere minding her blessed business, drinking her tea, thriving with Harry and the kids, while Jan is out here physically strolling through Montecito like she's on safari, narrating her trauma over 24-pound honey jars. Oh, the horror. Imagine, £24 for artisanal honey. I mean, how will Jan ever recover? Did someone call the police? Did someone alert the United Nations? Because apparently the Daily Fail believes this is breaking news, sirens blaring, society collapsing scandal. Let me tell you who's really collapsing. Jan Moir's dignity. Somewhere between booking the flight and entering the shop, it slid off her like melted butter. And here's the thing, Meghan's actual fans don't even do this. Real supporters don't start international missions to trace her grocery path. They don't fly across continents to peer at jam jars and whisper conspiracy theories into the gift baskets. They adore her from afar, celebrate her wins, laugh at the nonsense, and go back to living their lives. But the UK tabloids? Oh no. They have transformed themselves into unpaid interns for Meghan's lifestyle brand. They're doing reconnaissance work, surveillance, a full-blown, unhinged audit of condiments. These people need restraining orders, not press passes. Honestly, the obsession is becoming unsafe. It's crossing into fatal attraction. The honey edition. Imagine being so consumed by someone you claim to despise that you physically get on a plane to watch her shop. If this was anyone else, society would be screaming about boundaries. But because it's Meghan, the tabloids call it journalism. Honey, that is not journalism. That is stalker tourism. And the funniest part? Jan Moir writes this whole dramatic expedition like she discovered a rare archaeological ruin. Oh look, candles. Oh look, teas. Oh look, packaging. I'm surprised she didn't pull out a magnifying glass and start dusting the shelves for fingerprints. I mean, truly. Are these people okay? Let's be real. The UK media is not reporting on Meghan. They're orbiting her. She is the sun in their universe. They rotate, they revolve, they burn, and they twist themselves into knots trying to pretend they're not obsessed. But every move they make confirms the truth. Meghan is their headline oxygen, their rent payment, their engagement bait, their entire business model. Because if Meghan is so irrelevant, why is a grown journalist flying to the US for jam? Why is a serious newspaper publishing it? Why are the comments full of frothing rage over a honey jar? Why is the Daily Fail acting like the world economy collapsed because Meghan enjoys a particular shop? They can't stand the fact that Meghan is thriving. They can't handle the peace, the success, the glow, the happy marriage, the beautiful family, the flourishing projects, so they cling to the only thing they have left. Crumbs. She shops? They panic. She exists. They panic harder. She shows up somewhere with honey. Call security, call backup, call the crisis center. Meanwhile, Meghan's probably at home laughing, Because here's the real twist. Each time the media tries to embarrass her, they end up embarrassing themselves. The world sees it. People see the desperation, the theatrics, the obsession, the hypocrisy. And every time they reach for a new low, Meghan shines a little brighter, simply by doing absolutely nothing. Now imagine, for a second, if Meghan opened a lemonade stand tomorrow. Just picture it. Little sign, little picture, little cups. That's it. Before sunset, Jan Moir would be there with binoculars, the Daily Mail photographers would be hiding in the bushes, and the headline would be, "Exclusive. Meghan Sussex's 3 lemonade causes outrage among British taxpayers." I can hear it now. How dare she sell lemonade without consulting the monarchy? Scandalous, unfair, inflated prices. The Queen never charged $3 for lemonade. The way they behave, you'd think Meghan personally unplugged the Wi-Fi at Buckingham Palace. And let's be honest, the obsession is dangerous. These people are not reviewing items. They are tracking her movements, studying her environment, mapping her world. And for what? Because she married a prince who loves her? Because she's a woman of colour who succeeded without their permission? Because she refuses to bow to abuse? Their fixation is rooted in entitlement. How dare she live peacefully without us? How dare she not engage? How dare she be happy? What they wanted was access. What they got was distance. And now they're spiralling into stalker territory, disguising it as journalism. But here's the truth that burns them the most. She doesn't see them. She doesn't mention them. She doesn't read them. She doesn't reference them. She simply lives, loves, works, parents, and thrives. And they fly to California for jam. Meg won, without even trying. And every unhinged article like this one proves it. And what really exposes their madness is how they try to spin this as curiosity or reporting, when in reality, this is textbook obsession dressed up in a press badge. No normal journalist does this. No professional news outlet sends someone across an entire ocean to evaluate the price point of honey in a California boutique. This is what you do when you're personally invested, emotionally triggered, and spiritually offended that the woman you spent years tearing down is still prospering. It's giving midlife crisis with a side of jet lag. But this is what happens every single time Meghan does something harmless. The British tabloids turn it into a global incident. It's like they've appointed themselves the United Nations of Meghan's grocery aisle. Every move she makes is treated like she's threatening the stability of the British Empire, when all she's doing is buying jam, raising her kids, and minding her peaceful life. Meanwhile, the people supposedly over her are out here chasing condiments like they're sacred relics. At this point, it's not Meghan who looks powerful. It's the media who look powerless in their inability to let her go. So to Jan Moir and the whole Daily Fail press corps, next time you want to embarrass Meghan, maybe don't book an international flight to admire her honey jars, because all you've done is reveal who's really obsessed and who's really winning.